All right, so here the question is that the amount of bacteria in the culture decreases according to the model A equals 2000 e to the negative 0.025 t power, where t is in minutes. So the question is, what was the initial population of the bacteria in the culture, and what will the population be after 8 minutes? So there's two different questions here we want to answer. Okay. Well, if you take a look at the model here, right? Remember, this follows the model A equals A naught e to the negative kt power here. So what do these variables represent? Okay, so A is the population, okay, at time t. So the population at time t, whatever t is, right? So t is a unit of time, right? A naught is the initial population. Okay, so usually we can do t equals 0, but basically it's whatever time frame the question says that we begin with, okay? E is just the exponential function. K is what's called the growth rate or growth constant, okay? And then T is obviously time, in this case, time, right? In this case, in minutes, okay? So if we compare this model, the general model, to the model that is given here, right? What can we determine? We can determine that A naught equals 2000, right? And also, this should be true when t is equal to 0. Okay, so when t is equal to 0, when you plug in 0 here, okay, that is, this is going to become 0. So e to the 0 power is just 1. So A is going to equal 2000. Okay, so that is going to be the initial population here. So we can always just plug in t equals 0 to determine what the initial population is going to be. Okay, we can also determine that k is negative 0.025. Right? This is essentially 2.5%. Okay, so that is essentially the rate of decay here. It's going to be 2.5% per unit of time. Okay? So then the initial population we've determined is 2,000. What's the population after 8 minutes? To find the population after 8 minutes, we just plug in t equals 8 here and calculate, right, what A is, right? The population after 8 minutes. So we plug in the 8. So e to the what? Negative 0.025 times 8. Okay. Now here's where you gotta be really, in tune with your calculators here, okay? So you do have the exponential button, right? Make sure you put parentheses around here, okay, when you're calculating this value. Okay. Also, I would recommend don't, clear out the entry on the screen and then, round it, okay? So most calculators, you should be able to just enter these in one by one, okay, without clearing it out, and just do the next operation, okay? So we should, actually in this case, we should do this e to the negative 0.025 times 8 power first, okay? So once you do so, okay, remember, we should be able to do this all in one shot here. Okay, we should get some decimal value like 0.81873 with some stuff after this, okay? Now once again, don't round this, okay? Leave this in your calculator, all the digits that you see on the screen, and then we should be able to just multiply this by 2,000, okay? So when you do so, okay, you get 1638. Well, we're going to round this up to the nearest whole number. Okay, so what does this tell us? We started out, or this bacteria started out with 2,000 units, or the population was 2,000 units. And then after 8 minutes, the population has gone down, okay, down to 1,638 units. Okay, so that, remember, this depends on K, right? This is the rate of decay or the growth rate. Okay, it's negative, which means that the population should be going down.